Okay.
Go.
Yes.
Hey, I'm Torrie. I'm responding to the claim that the use of torture on prisoners is an ineffective tool to get information on terrorism, and the secondary claims that the first, torturing prisoners, is ineffective at making them cooperate and reveal information that they know, and second, the use of torture damages America's credibility and image. So first, I'll respond to the secondary claim of torturing prisoners is ineffective at making them cooperate and reveal information that they know. The advocate used a hypothetical example to support this claim. They put you in the position of the prisoner and asked you what you would feel more comfortable with, an interrogator who was nice to you and spoke to you calmly, or an interrogator who abused you and caused you pain. No one can really answer that question unless they've been put into that situation. The scenario is so far from what we are exposed to here. So for you to be put into that situation, you don't know what's going to happen because it's so high stress. Ali Soufan wrote in the New York Times article that substantial evidence was gained from pocket litter, putting detainees against one another, and from detainees freely given information they assumed questionnaires already knew. For those of you who don't know, pocket litter is what the detainees are found with, like what's on them or what they have with them. For example, a computer was seized from an al-Qaeda operative, and on it was a list of al-Qaeda members and money they were supposed to receive. Great information is found from interrogations, but it doesn't always have to go as far as death, which is what it ends in many cases. So in my secondary claim, the use of torture, or response to the secondary claim that the use of torture damages America's credibility and image, the advocate states that America doesn't advocate torture, but it still happens, and it makes America look bad, and it makes us look like hypocrites. America actually does advocate torture, and they don't tell all of America this because they don't put it out in our newspapers or on the news every night, but it happens, and they're okay with it. So torture statistics from www.warhomework.com give stats from Guantanamo Bay, Afghanistan, and other war zones from May 2009 till now. The total number of detainees since then are at least 775. At least 100 have died, and 30 of those have been homicides. These statistics show that torture occurs and that the United States knows this and they're letting it happen. Another article from the New York Times says that in August 2009, the CIA interrogation techniques were fully confirmed by the Obama administration. And when they released to the Justice Department memos authorized range of brutal interrogation techniques such as forced sleeplessness and waterboarding. And waterboarding is when a person is laid flat on their back and their head is tilted back, and they throw water, or they dump water in their face, and it gives the feeling of drowning. And from that, people do die. From Guantanamo Bay, everyone's heard of it. It's where America takes all of their highest priority prisoners, and it's known for its torturing. But we don't really know to what extent. Like I said before, they don't really talk about it. In Ken Coates' article, he quotes Jamal Al-Harris, who was a detainee there himself, and he says that the whole point of Guantanamo was to get you psychologically. The beatings were not nearly as bad as the psychological torture. Bruises heal after a week, but the other stuff stays with you. Jamal will now go back to his homeland and tell everybody what America did to him, but that happens in other countries too. At least 16 countries are known for doing torture to humans. The Human Rights Group says this. America was not included on this list, but like I said before, they don't go out there spotlighting everything. So, in conclusion, I refute the advocate's main claim that the use of torture on prisoners is an ineffective way to get information on terrorism, and the secondary claims used to support it, which were torturing prisoners, is ineffective at making them cooperate and reveal information that they know, and the second, that the use of torture damages America's credibility and images. Thank you.
All right, well, you label the claims pretty clearly, and you signpost the first one that you get to. I thought you had an okay challenge on the hypothetical that's presented. You have an interesting perspective on other questions and interrogation techniques that are being used on that first point. So you've got a little bit of information on that point that works. On the second point, basically, you just do a better job of advocating her argument than she does. All right, instead of contradicting the claim, you provide better evidence to suggest that there is a problem with this, that it's something that is done widely, that we have murdered people, and that we waterboard people, and that it is creating all kinds of havoc around the world. So, in essence, it's like saying, all right, well, she didn't do a very good job on the first point, but on the second point, man, she kicked ass on this, and this argument is correct. You know, if you were the defense attorney in a criminal case, I'd be firing you and suing you for malpractice at this point. That's not the way this is supposed to go. You know, I think you need to challenge those points and not grant those assumptions. That's just as a little confusing to me. All right, thank you.